How many times a week should you squat if you want to progress your squat? This mainly applies to weightlifters, but it could apply to powerlifters too. So anybody that just wants to progress their squat, anybody out there that wants to progress their squat should listen up. I have something to say. So personally, I have tried squat frequency in literally every manner possible. I've done squat every day. I have done squatting 4 times a week, 5 times a week, 3 times a week, 2 times a week, once a week. Literally, I have squatted anywhere from 7 times a week to 0 times a week. I'm calling my powerlifter friend Jacob. Jacob, what's up?
Not much. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm filming right now, and I'm making a video for the Nifty Lifter about squat frequency. What do you think is best since you're a power lifter? Like how many times a week?
On my current program, I squat about twice a week. Typically, one day's a lot heavier than the other one.
When you first started powerlifting and you pushed your squat to where it was, which was pretty heavy, especially for your body weight, how often were you squatting?
It's still about twice a week.
Still twice a week?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, unless I'm like feeling bad or not sleeping enough.
makes sense. Okay,
But
good, because those are things I'm going to touch on later. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is the squat everyday method. This encompasses squatting pretty much 7 times a week, maybe 6 times a week, every week. Plain and simple, the reason this won't work for you is recovery. Unless you are on a lot of drugs, and I mean a lot of pharmaceutical help, then this is just impossible and this shouldn't even be considered for you. That being said, I actually did see a lot of benefit doing squat every day when I was a beginner in weightlifting. The reason for this was because I was not squatting very heavy. I was a beginner at the time. I will put up a spreadsheet. I will make a spreadsheet and I will put that up somewhere up here for you to copy if you really want to try this. Next, we're going to talk about squatting 5 times a week. Balancing out squatting 5 times a week and still having enough leg strength to do snatch and clean and jerk, or doing deadlifts if you're a power lifter, that's kind of hard to do. If you want to try it, I'd say try it. This is probably how I would structure it. I think 3 times a week works really well for a lot of weightlifters. You also have a nice and even front squat, 2 back squat sessions. You can also structure this really easily because you can have a snatch day and do back squats. You can have a snatch day with no back squats, and then you can have a clean and jerk day with front squats. You can have a snatch day with more back squats, and then you can have a clean and jerk day with no front squats. If you train 3 times a week, you can squat 3 times a week and just squat every session. That's really nice to do too. Now, my personal favorite, squatting twice a week. I recover a little bit slow and I really like to focus on my Olympic lifts, and I do a lot of pulls in my training. I keep it simple. I do my 5x5s, usually 3x5s because I'm lazy. I keep it around, what do I keep it around? About 79% of my 1 rep max is where I like to keep my 5x5s. This is how I structure squatting twice a week. I'll have it right here. This is how I structure my squatting. Okay, lastly, let's get into squatting once a week and even less. If you're trying to maintain strength, I don't think squatting once a week is an issue at all. If you're just trying to maintain things, if you want to get stronger, if you want to get better, I would squat twice a week. If you are pushing your bench or your deadlift because you're for some reason stronger in squat than everything else, which if you're a power lifter probably isn't true because those guys don't exist. If you're trying to build muscle, squatting once a week is probably ideal. Once a week to failure on squats is, if you're doing twice a week to failure on squats, there's probably you need something checked out up here. Look, well, I'll put it this way. If for some reason you like the idea of squatting twice a week with multiple sets to failure, you probably need to try base jumping instead of barbell squats. Certainly a place for squatting once a week, and that's where it is. It's in maintaining strength. Keep it simple. Squatting less than once a week. If you're Tom Platz and you do 10 sets to failure, you probably can't squat once a week because you're probably going to be sore for the next month. So strength sport wise, squatting less than once a week is just kind of, can't picture doing that personally. I think you will lose probably a lot of your technical ability doing this, squatting less than once a week. You could probably maintain the vast majority of your strength. You will lose all of your speed, though. Maximal speed tends to leave you after about a week. Like, you're not going to be fast next time you squat, which, again, if you're a bodybuilder, literally does not matter. That's actually all I have to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just kind of my take on it. You might have to check back in a year because I might have changed my point of view entirely. Maybe by then I'll be squatting 3 times a week. I want to squat 3 times a week. I love squatting. I really wish I could squat 3 times a week. I can't. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and subscribe. I got plenty of more videos just like this one on the way, and a lot more training content on the way, because I'm starting a new training block, and it is going to be brutal because I wrote this training block myself, and I have no concept of self-worth. All I have a concept of is lifting heavy weights over my head. And so that is going to be what's next. All right. See you guys later.